not? Somebody, can you, is it visible there? Can somebody tell me, is?
No, sir.
No, it's not visible.
Okay, now is it visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes.
Cool, cool. Somebody read what is the theme and who is the resource person? Please, quick. Read loudly. It's going to be fantastic today. Yeah.
So theme, how to get your first angel check as student entrepreneur. This person is Pranav Kompally.
Pranav Kompally. Okay. Now, how to get your first angel check as a student entrepreneur? See, till now we saw real entrepreneurs and all this stuff. Yeah. But Pranav is still a student. He is the 18 registration. That means now Pranav is the final year student. And Pranav is now going to sit for placements because he has his own plan of action for his entrepreneurship journey and big research, and then maybe you want to go for his masters and all that. I did take one course for Pranav when he was, I guess, in the first year or second year. And can you see this title? Yep. Can somebody read the article name?
Malang, a decentralized deep learning approach for detecting abusive textual content.
Okay, so who are the authors there? How many are there? This research paper?
Twice.
Yeah, what are the names?
Chibi sir, Steve Walzak, Sam sir, you, and then Meenaloshini Vimal Cruz.
Okay, so you can see there 1, 2, 3, 4. One is from the US, and first we gave preference to Pranav because he's the first author and writing research papers during an undergraduate. That's what I want to show. All right, this was recent research paper in a very high end this thing. All right, can somebody read the other one now? Quick. This is of 2021 July. All this during lockdown. Yeah.
So Viju, a 3D printed functional robot for human pose replication.
Yeah, so the robo which they designed, they printed right here. It is here in AB1, right, in our campus, fully 3D printed in the campus, fully functional, and its name is Vishu. Right. So I'm sure I still remember, more than 300 or 350 hours they took time, to design, to do the functioning, testing, and all the stuff. Right. And there's another one which it came in IEEE, it's a novel smart garment for automatic continuous vital monitoring. Now, even during COVID, vital monitoring is so important, not only just vitals, ECG, everything through a garment. And they've got funding, they got research from IIT Hyderabad, and they're going to go for prototype now. And after prototype, it's going to go for production and then go to market. Right? It's a real-time research. Okay. And I think so there's another one. All right. Smart glasses to monitor intake of alcohol and the number of smokes. Yeah. So University of VITAP, University of North Texas. So how Pranav, just as a undergraduate student, all right, is able to do this much. Okay. I showed you other people, but now today's talk, right, you'll be so fascinated to listen. And I could understand about Pranav right from the first semester. All right, he was sitting in my class, and we're going to show you his old photos. Again, Pranav is not just, he's right now in the campus. If somebody's there, you can just meet him and say hi, bye.
Yeah, I'm sitting right in room number 305 in AB1.
305. Can you show your, can you please show your lab, your Vishu?
Yeah, give me a second. I think it's just rolling on the. It's quite interesting actually. And he's just lying down, taking a good nap.
Oh, that's a Vishu. Okay.
So the thing is, sir, we've recently won IBM competition, IBM Power, wherein now entire Visu will be powered by IBM AI processors. So it's like worth 1.5 crore. So VSU is getting an upgrade now. Probably he's happy.
Good, good. So do you have your team members there, anybody, or everybody's work from home?
Everybody is there, but
Good.
I
And
do
we
have
should.
Shrikar here. I do have Shrikar here.
Hi, how are you doing?
Yes, sir is
Hello,
asking how you're
friend.
doing.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good, good. And we should
Yeah.
thank Dr. CB Chakravarti.
Yeah.
I
sir.
place in record Dr. CB Chakravarti, faculty from Department of Computer Science, who is guiding all the scholars because he's an amazing researcher, Dr. CB. So anybody who can get his courses, can get to work, I swear he will take you to a different level. All
Very
right.
true.
So he is the mentor for Pranav. And yes, so can we quickly switch on our cams and just say hi to Pranav before he goes to share the screen? Quick, quick, quick.
It'll probably be good to see, and I mean, look at folks who I'm talking to.
Yeah, he's just going to be there for final semester, and then I'll have some quick questions before Pranav, and then your session, and then they will talk to you because
Definitely, sir.
they're also
Definitely.
students of EITAP, and
Yeah.
they're also having good plans and a lot of ideas. Yeah. Okay. Quick switch on your cams and we'll just say hi, and then I will introduce. So we have Atluri Vijay, we have Ayush, who is from BTech, we have Revant from BBA, and yeah, others. Some of them are busy in Netflix, some of are busy in Aha, Oho, a lot of things. And these are the regular passionate people. We have Yashashwini, we have Sushant Kumar from BBA, and BCom, Dawala, she's from BCom, and Divya Maiti is from BCom, Lahari is from BBA. Okay, so you can see them.
Nice mixture of
Yeah, it's a very good mixture. And anyway, we need people with multi-branch talents for. You're getting what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah.
I mean, sir, if you remember back then, I wasn't a BTech guy. Actually, I used to actually chat with a lot of BBA folks and actually BTech folks. Probably with the BBA guys more.
Okay, Divya Maiti, can you just give a good evening note to Pranav Kompally? He's your senior. Yes, Jaldi bolo.
You can just call me Pranav. Yeah, you can just call me Pranav.
So just a second, sir.
1 second over. She told just a second. Never tell anybody just a second, just a minute. Because you know it will never happen. Kya Revan? Em pedanna silent ga unna ee roju. Pranav, he is my pedanna. Okay? Mera bada bhai hai wo. Haan. Chalo Divya, okay.
Hello, Pranav Bhaiya.
Yeah, guys, before you continue, I really hate the word Bhaiya or Anna. You can just call me Pranav. Only first name based business here, please.
Okay.
He's giving you a message, Divya. Please understand. Okay. Yeah.
So we are glad to have you here today, Pranav.
Thank you.
Hope we can learn something from you, and hope it would be helpful for us also in the future.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
So Pranav, you have students of 2021, like most of this BFI BCom at 2021, BBA 2021, and there may be second year engineering students. It's a mix. So I want everyone to get the opportunity. And I'm so happy that, every time we do this, even late evening, I do it in the evening because there's a reason. If I do it in daytime, I can do it only for one batch. Then other batch will complain that, Arey bhaiya, tu unko kar raha hai. So evening is a time where interested folks will come. Getting the point?
Very true, sir. Very true.
And I'm very sure that one day either they will reach you or they'll work with you, or the reason I put you at the end of this entire series is I want them to see outside people first. All right. And then I want them to see a VIT student. All right. Okay. So quick questions. Okay. Why are you not sitting in placements, Pranav? Straight answer. You're a final student. All your friends got placed. All right. You have big projects. You're an entrepreneur. But why are you not sitting in placement?
Sir, one straight answer. I've been, I mean, because my dad was into corporate industry, he used to take me in the weekends or sometime whenever he wanted some stress busting. I used to be a stress buster. And I hate that visual of sitting at one desk working, sir. I really can't do that. Even if you give me a managerial position and then like take this as your cabin, no, I need to roam around. I need to be somewhere. I got to do something. So if
bro,
I sit
let's
in
be
place,
honest, bro. 40 lakhs per annum. Will you take it or not?
No, sir. No, sir.
50
Absolutely
lakhs
not,
per
sir.
annum.
Sir, so you give 1.5 crores, I won't take it, sir, because
1
I
crore
don't
per
think.
annum, bro.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
this is what is clarity. But I bet you most of you, Divyamiti, 40 lakhs, Babu, you know, getting the point. So you have to be very clear. He is not behind money. He is very clear, sir. I want to do this. I will do this because this gives me satisfaction. So today's punch statement, please write down. I don't know whether anybody will tell you. I put it in my Instagram yesterday or day before. Do what you love and love what you do.
What do you do?
भाई साहब अच्छे से सुनो श्री विजय रेवंत चौधरी एवरीबडी దోలా సాయి వినపడుతుందా అని చెప్పేది రిపీట్ ఆఫ్టర్ మీ దోలా సాయి డూ వాట్ యు లవ్ అండ్ లవ్ వాట్ యు డూ గట్టిగా మాటమ్మా పెళ్లి చూపులకు వెళ్తున్నాం ఏంటి టాక్ లౌడ్లీ
what you love and love what you do.
What is the meaning దోలా సాయి వాట్ am I trying to say?
So we should always love the work which we do, and we should only do the work which we love.
What is it you love to do after your BCom and PG?
As I always love to study a lot, and I love
Okay,
to
now
learn
stop.
new
I'm asking you a question. Okay, after you BCom, you get a placement, 20 lakh per annum, 15 lakh. Then you do your MBA finance, or you do CA, and somebody said, "I'll give you 40 lakhs, 60 lakhs." You said you want to study. No, will you keep studying, or will you go beyond 60 lakhs?
No, sir, definitely. I love learning.
So you will not get 60 lakhs, 1 crore. You
No,
don't.
sir.
You'll
No.
keep studying.
Yes, sir, for sure.
But Revan Babu, ఒక library కట్టే అమ్మ పేరులో. Revan, please design one library.
Sir.
Okay, fine. See, I'm happy that she is very clear that, sir, I want to do, maybe you can do a PhD and then start working. Yes or no? That's the highest. Okay, good. So, Pranav, you're very
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Okay, number two. You did not start these technology, gadgets, research. I still remember you and your team working late nights, late evenings, right in this campus.
Yes, sir.
When you guys joined, we had only one AB1, ground floor, first floor, and cement was still falling from the.
Yeah.
And today these guys are so lucky. They have big buildings, big campus. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yes,
those
sir.
days, you remember, not even that big gate was there. Small gate, and hostel was in Guntur. We used to travel. Yeah. Anyway.
Morning bus.
Yeah. So my question to you is, you are also a student here. You also studied here only.
Yes, sir.
But how is that you are able to get all these things? And what is the next thing you want to do after now BTech? After that, what?
Sir, can I answer the second part first? I think I'm more clear there, but I don't know how I got stuff. But the second thing is, sir, I'm
Divya,
sure that I'll be taking
Revan, take print screen and put it on the chat. Yeah.
So I'll be taking a 6 month break right after I graduate, which is, I guess, maybe in the month of June or July. And then till 2023 early, I'll be traveling, sir. That's what I planned. And that's what I saved up money for as well, because I think I still don't know what life is. I think I have to understand what's happening and different parts, because as far as I am concerned, my world is maybe, let's say Hyderabad, Telangana, or, some parts of southern country of I mean southern India, but I don't know what's happening in the north. I think I'll have to explore and then understand, because
Okay.
I think I love traveling. So yeah, so that's the first.
Okay.
That's the second thing. And the first answer is how I got stuff. I mean, it just happens. Like, I just know, maybe coincident somewhere. It just, yeah. I mean,
Anyways,
I don't think I can answer that question. Yeah.
No problem. So before I hand it over to you, last question. The Pranav what I see now and Pranav what I saw in the first year, like just 10th standard passed out. I think so. We have that photo in your presentation. Okay. Now my question to you is, you also paid the fees in studying here. Your classmate also paid the fees in studying here, but you already started earning way before your placement students. Okay. Can you take us through your presentation? Share us what is that you have and why did you give this title, which is so fascinating, and if you can just take us through your quick presentation. It should not go more, very quick, then we'll go for Q&A. Because I love that, what we discussed yesterday, how to get your first angel check as a student entrepreneur, because almost at least the BBA become, they know everybody, even engineering, they know what is an angel investor, right? Do you know or not? Yes or no, Divya, Revan Chaudhary? Who is angel investor? Who is venture capitalist? What is bootstrap? So basics तो उनको पता है. But I want everyone to listen to a student who is studying in the same college, in the same building, and who has grown so much in research. And I bet you if Pranav puts application in the master's degree program, he will get free seat in the abroad. And already his friend has got in Germany, free seat, total free PG seat.
Yeah. His name is Jatin Tripathi. Yeah, you can
Jatin,
he's my senior.
He is 17 batch. And the reason they are getting this free seat is because during undergraduation, they started doing research paper. Now, Sri Vijay, all of you, you can sit with professors after first sem. See, first sem you take time to understand. You understand what I'm saying? From second semester, sit with faculty members. You know, see a faculty of your choice, of your topic. Sit with them and say, sir, I want to build my resume. I want to do research. I want to publish paper. Or you're a BTech student, or you're a BBA student or BCom student. Technical thing computer science will do. They have Vishu, they have Robo. The business guys can do the business model for Vishu. Commerce guys can do the feasibility model of economics. You understand what I'm talking about? So you guys can work together and make it as a small team. And that is how foreign university starts working.
Yeah.
Okay, ऐसा नहीं कि engineering है.
That's how actually startups even come up. So like that's how they even build startup. Like people from different backgrounds, work on a particular idea, and they're like, okay, chalo, let's do this, and that's how they kick off. Okay. Like it sounds very easy, but it's quite difficult.
So good. Now the time is 6:52, bro. You have 10-15 quick minutes, and then we go for your presentation first. Your entire logo. What do you want to talk? What do you want to share? You already made it. So I gave you a presentation. Did you get it? Option.
I got it. Let me just check, sir. Yes, I can share the screen. Shall I start sharing, sir?
Yes, and you start, and then we have Q&A also.
Definitely, sir.
Call upon people.
Yeah. Can someone? Yeah. I mean, sir, is it visible?
Yeah. People can tell others, audience.
Folks, maybe Nishit or anybody. I mean, I'm not familiar with names, but yeah, if you can see my screen, and then what does it say? What does it say? Does it say how to get your first check as a student?
Yeah.
Right. So let's start. So disclaimer, folks, because you're in BTech or because you're in graduation and we're talking about startup culture, that I just want to put up a small disclaimer saying drinking is injurious to health, and none of the actors or hosts or anybody here supports or advocates consumption of alcohol and even nicotine cigarettes. It damages your liver and your soul. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, just kidding. It does damage, but so there's no secret to starting up actually. I mean, people say like startup, like follow this particular formula, you'll become the next Steve Jobs or the next Elon Musk, I should say, in this particular trend. But I believe we can just, I mean, you cannot build a successful startup. No startup is successful ever, because if numbers are really what it matters, then probably half of all the startups which are in the US, which are earning, which are going through a series of rounds, would be successful. But I think it's all about the startup mindset, which every person needs to know, or every student, I believe, should know. So let's go back to the year 2015. Like, I guess it was 15 years, and I was heavily obsessed with Steve Jobs, man. Like, this is the first specs I actually bought. Like, hello, Steve Jobs. Like, I think I got power because I was watching too much of Steve Jobs stuff. But anyways, so heavily obsessed with Steve Jobs, and then I love tech, I love design. Like, I love design. Like, I can just, even right now when I'm just sitting, maybe in the rock club or somewhere, I just open a book or open my iPad and then start sketching because I love doing that. And my grades were 94%. I'm so happy to saying this. And then that's me, and that's my friend Shravan. And then we made a first public demo for a voice-based home automation system. This was back in the year 2015. And then this entire setting is basically in Delhi, wherein we were called by Activity Academy, which was a partner. Which was a partner with Microsoft, who were putting up a show for, not a show, but an exhibition for students to come and show their products. And we were showing a system wherein you can just say, let's say, switch on the lights. Instead of saying Alexa, I just put the name Papa. So Papa, switch on light, it'll switch on the lights, and etc. So we made this, and it failed miserably. It failed miserably on the stage.
What class were you that time?
I guess this was 15 years, sir. I guess somewhere in the class of 8th or 9th.
8th standard. Yeah, please tell that. 8th standard. Yeah.
8th, somewhere between 8th, 9th, that area. 8th,
Wow.
9th, 10th, somewhere in that area. Don't, I mean, very, very vague, but yeah. So the reason, although it failed, I mean, we failed miserably. So for a student, like, I mean, for students like us, 8th class, 9th, like probably like, come on, go home and cry. But no, I think me and Shravan, we were emotionally high, man, like damn emotional high. It was like, I mean, sitting there, showing your product to millions of people, thousands of people at least, and then saying, this is how it works. So that gave us crazy confidence. And then that's how me and Shravan started our first business. I wouldn't call it, proper entrepreneurship, but it's business because just exchange of stuff. And then in the year 2016, we started a small website called Roprac. So this is probably me, and then we have Manas, we have Rohit, probably a bunch of people across the world. So Manas was from Illinois, Rohit was from Australia. So people just sitting. So our main thing was to sit and create websites for BTech folks, or sit and create websites for small scale. Like let's say our first client was, it's too big to call a person. I mean the shop client, but it was a Kirana store who wanted a small website to show up when he's open and when he's not, and then put a daily. It was more of a Kata book kind of a thing back then. We made it using simple HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then so we did this. We used to go to Amirpet, talk to the folks. Like my dad used to take me to Amirpet. And then I mean in Amirpet, I don't know about how many people are from Hyderabad here. So in Amirpet, if you go to Amirpet, pay him like 500 rupees, he's gonna give you your capstone project. So we used to do websites for BTech students, like BTech students from CBIT or JNT or
Wait.
etc. Yes, sir.
Pranav, you were studying in school
Yes, sir.
and you're doing projects for BTech student.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
It's quite
please
ironical, but yeah.
mention that.
Yeah.
You are doing a BTech, you're doing school age and doing projects for engineering students.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So you see the
So
reactions what you're getting. People are like giving crazy reaction.
yeah, so yeah, I mean, so guys, this doesn't mean I'm a nerd. I crazily failed in my board exam. I'll tell you why. So my grades came down from 94% to 85% because I was bunking school, just working, and this is me creating, just finishing up a product for the client back then. And then I mean, right now I'm too much of beard, too much of arrogance as well. But yeah, back then I was kind and very very humble guy. So after this, we were like, chalo, let's like every other folk thinks, let's expand our business, let's earn a lot. So after getting that 10,000 rupees we got from our clients, we were like, chalo, we put it in fixed deposit. Now we're like, let's extend this. So we made up a big team, better team. And then we entered into the world of animations and VFX, wherein we used to sit and create what do you call a lot of prompts or intros for mini corporate companies, like which are 2 or 3 buildings. And then we used to put up. I mean, these guys used to put up a lot of parties, and I mean a lot of waste money on booze, man. So our first client was First American India. So we made a small animation using Blender, and we also made animations using After Effects, etc. And then earned like all our remuneration or whatever that in Sodexo coupons and cards. So Sodexo coupons back then, right now you have Sodexo cards. Back then, corporate companies used to give their employees a part of the salary as Sodexo coupons. Like maybe let's say one bunch of Sodexo coupon has 2,500 rupees. So we used to get that, and that's when I had my first drink. Cheers. I think but too early. Yeah. Anyways, but the catch was none of it was serious. Like it was more of okay, I'm doing something, coming back home, doing something again, going to school. Like it was never a proper serious thing, like a serious thing, like too much to start up, sitting a lot of cares. No, it was just me coming back from school, sitting, working, bunking school, going back. But the reason why we're doing it because it just gave us emotion. Like we felt so calm, we felt so happy back then, all of us. But like I was saying, none of it was legitimate and a sustainable business. So a sustainable business is something which you can continue for years. But we know with the kind of mindset we had back in school, and that's when you had Angular JS or other stack, what do you call, languages coming up in the market. So we know with the kind of time as a student we have and the kind of technology we know we wouldn't stay in that, and then we'd eventually be hit by seniors, and we were actually overlooked by the seniors because our seniors started the same thing, and then they just started earning a lot. So this was the kind of competition we had. And I come from a school called Delhi Public School, which is in Nacharam, and then it's quite known for the kind of culture it maintains. So let's come back to year 2017 now, from 2015 to 2017. And now my grades fall to 80%, from 85 to 80%, and I choose M by PC. because medicine is gore. Like I love looking at dissection. I love dissecting bodies. In fact, when like my mom's from MBBS, so she used to take me to all these mortuary wards when I used to sit and then learn dissection, and it was crazy for me. I love that. But tech was more of a hobby than philosophy back then. Like tech was more of like, chalo, I'm getting some money, and probably I'll go watch some movie, or go for some golgappa in the evening, or probably spend on some treks which the school offers. So that's when I got introduced to something called as Maker's Hive. So Maker's Hive is a startup in Hyderabad. They work on bionic arms. So I was sitting just randomly. I was bunking my class. I was bunking my biology class actually. I was sitting in the lab working on something, and then a guy comes from back, and he's like, "Bro, what are you doing? What is this nonsense?" So I was actually working on Arduino and RFID. Like, why are you doing all of this nonsense? So don't you have better work? I'm like, sir, I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. And then like, so we got to the conversation. His name is also Pranav, and he happens to be the CEO and the founder of Makerside. And then he offered me an IoT internship that very summer, and my first payment was zero. So that's when I was like legit working 9 to 5. Imagine a student, 11th class student, working 9 to 5 every day for almost 3 months and being paid zero. But thing was, I mean, I used to get incentives like my travel was taken care by them, my lunch, my breakfast, my dinner was taken care by them, like all other stuff. But there was no such thing as money coming into my balance or into my account. Like I had zero balance, to be honest. So why did I even take that? So that was my first exposure to startups or the experience of how the world of startup. Like I was just doing business, and all that. Sounded like an immature, petty stuff. But now this is serious stuff. Like this is, I mean, the gravity of the entire thing just changes because I was working in a startup at 11th class and 12th class age. I had to do real IoT stuff, not just college. Real IoT because whatever I do will be a part of the main product at the end of the day. So I had to work. I had to do a lot of research. That's when I actually got introduced to the entire concept of going through research papers, but I never took it seriously back then. And believe me when I say this, it is a big, beautiful pain in the butt. Like you have no idea how much hard it is. Like I feel sorry for myself for sitting and worrying about CAT exams coming when I could literally sit and then compile code and see your Java for hours together, like 9 to 5 job for a kid, man, and you're not being paid. It sounds ridiculous, but ultimately, what we used to do is we used to build, break, and revolutionize technology. So this is Mr. Pranav. I call him Pranav Anna because it's more of a brother to me. And then I was working on, and then so this way I understood how startups work or the entire concept of startup culture, or what it takes to actually live in an entire world of the whole startup dogma, like startup karna, paisa aate hain, all that. But so I was working on waste technology, I was working on IoT, I was working on data center, I was working on brain computing interface as well. So this is the EGH we were working on. So that's when I used to hang out with these guys. They used to take me everywhere. We used to go on group travels. We used to go to Chennai to meet MS Swaminathan sir, who is also called the father of green revolution. So that's when you actually understand what we're doing now is just normal hobby stuff. This is legit business because people are traveling, people are putting their heart and soul and building it. So I understood like, okay, this is how a startup functions. And it's just quite a very, very small team, like 10, 15 people when I just joined, like not even 10, like 8 people. I still remember 8 people. We were sitting all of like we had this one table the way in your the way your tables in the classroom are in VITB. One small table and 2 people can sit. So there were 2 tables. We sit and have lunch. That was how small the office was. But now these if you can just go and check Maker's Hive or Carl Bionics, it's the same thing. Now they are one of the leading manufacturers in bionic arm. They're in Forbes, etc. Somewhere. So so to be honest, I was also a part of the team to starting. So I was fortunately working in a startup which also started off slowly. Like in the year 2017, they were starting off slowly. Like they were getting in people, they were creating products and etc. So here's what I learned in that 1 year. Here's what I learned in that 1 year, which is life doesn't need a purpose. Like you don't have to think, come on, puja karna, like give me some purpose, God, I need to do something. No, but what you build needs a purpose. Because I was just building websites because I need to earn money. But was there any philosophical point there? No. I was creating animation just to get money. So money has become an incentive to just show off, okay, I'm earning and all, but not actually sitting and building stuff that matters. Like for example, there's a reason why Steve Jobs built iPhone, not because he wanted money. Although money was one factor, but he wanted technology to be in the hands of everyone, not just the right one, not just the rich guys. in the hands of it. This was way back in 2007. Now it changed. Now it changed completely. So, anyways, so life doesn't need purpose. What you build does. If you ain't gonna use it, why even build it? Like for example, why do you want to build something you don't even want to use? You're just wasting time, resource, and money. So startups teach you because they have to save a lot of money. So they know what to build and why are they even building. So every point in startup has a philosophical point. I mean, philosophical view or a perspective. The next thing is be yourself. When you pretend to be someone, it's pure utter fail. Because for example, let's say I'll give you a simple example. I've seen this a lot of, many times in VIT AP, especially, which is no offense to any peeps here, but I see like, okay, that guy is being cool, he's getting a lot of chicks. So, and then you start pretending to be that guy just because you can get chicks or women. It's going to be a pretty big utter fail because you're not being yourself and technically you're losing yourself, man. So when entering into the world of startups, you have to understand who you are and what your dreams are, what your focus is, what your vision is. But if you try, let's say if I try to pretend to be like, see, I might wear specs, but this is a tribute to him. But I cannot try to live like Steve Jobs because then I lose myself. Because the entire concept of starting up is to create something new. When you're already just trying to replicate someone at the same point, let's say, imagine I'm the founder of a company. Now, if I try to replicate what another founder has done, I'm technically not building anything new. I'm just what do you call faking it till I make it. And then IQ is good. People say, this guy has crazy IQ. Einstein has 169 and all that, but EQ is the best. Like IQ is good, but EQ is great because emotional quotient. Like guys, I'll let you know at the end of the session. I'll give you a couple of books. They'll tell you why emotional quotient is very, very important when you're getting into startups. When you're normally working in research, because emotional quotient and IQ they never meet. And then there are two parallel lines. Someone who has really great IQ is very, very persistent, is very, very, he's detached of all emotional reasoning. His only focus is logic and logic and logic. And like, as I was saying, emotions screw you up, logical reasoning gives power. So let's go to 2018. And now I enter VIT AP. So guys, this is how our campus was. Samuel, so this is what we were talking about. So right now you have a lot of
first building. They can't even imagine.
Like, I mean, we used to play cricket somewhat here, and then if it goes and falls somewhere, the ball's just gone because it's just into pure gutter. So that's how VIT AP was back then. This was year 2018, just when we entered, like just when I came to VIT AP. And this is how we started making of VSO. So this is our AI center you're looking at. Probably you can just look at. So can you see me? I mean, can you see the?
Yeah. There are 4 pics,
Yeah.
and some guys are sitting down, and you guys are there.
Is my camera on, sir? I just want to know.
No, your camera is off.
Oh, give me. Looks like
But your
okay.
slides
Anyways.
are.
Okay. Anyways. All right. No worries. So right now everything is the same setting. So I mean, first to be honest, guys, when we got the Vsus packet, we were thinking, okay, these are like some cocaine packets. Probably people are watching Breaking Bad and Narcos know how this looks like. But anyways, so once we got all these packages, now we had to form a team because one guy can't do it, and then we need a legit team to build this. So that's when CBS was like, Pranav, come on, let's form a team, and then etc. And then that's when the entire concept of multidisciplinary work comes into picture because you need someone to take care of the mechanical point of it. You need someone to take care of the designing, the electronics, the computer science. I mean, the software, the hardware, the backend, the front end, everything. So that's when we started not hiring, but I would say expanding the team. So let's say, I mean, you've seen Shrikar. Shrikar works on the electronics and the math part of it. He's really good. So Shashidhar and Raghav were really good mechanical guys. Namburi, I mean, Nikhil and Sharan were crazy mechanical and electronic guys. So everything was built from scratch. And that's how we got in VSO. This is me. So this is CV sir. So CV sir used to call VSO our baby, and all. And then, yeah, all of us call VSO our baby. And then, yeah, this is me playing with VSO. So VSO used to vibe with music back then. So I mean, quick introduction about VSO. VSO is a humanoid robot, and then it can do a lot of functions. A few among them being, it can recognize faces, it can mimic your voice, it can do shadow motion. For example, if I go in front of you.
Can you play those small clippings, Pranav?
Yeah,
is it
this one, yeah.
pictures?
So can you hear it?
Hand arm and all, no?
So can you hear the video? I don't think so.
No, it's okay. At least the movement.
Yeah. So this is VSO. So this back then they were testing the hand function of the shoulder function. So this shrieker sitting, and then so these small moments gave us crazy emotional high, because like when we're building something like a robot, which is like, and we know what is written in the code. It's not like some rocket science, but it was pure math. It was pure math built right into Arduino and then Raspberry Pi. So now you know the power of open source technologies. Now you know how you can leverage technology to build great stuff. This is not like you're saying, chalo, just plug, what you call plug and playing stuff. Much built right from the scratch, and then it needs a lot of effort to understand how stuff works. So that's how we built VSU, and this is where my research journey kicked off. So we were explaining VSU and everything to the registrar, sir, VC sir, and chancellor sir back then. So it was a great success. VC is a still great success. I'm I'm really grateful to have met CB sir for that. Thanks to CB sir, I'm glad I chose research. Probably then I'll also went in back of women and then maybe booze. Anyways, just kidding. So here's what research taught me: discipline. Discipline is something which is very, very important. Like you might say, guys, this guy is again saying what my parents told. That is discipline. That's a different level of discipline. What I mean by discipline is, if you have a work to do, just finish it. You can't keep on postponing, because let's say tomorrow I have to bring or I have to 3D print so and so parts for this particular thing in VSO. I'll have to sit, talk to the coordinator in the mechanical lab, ask him how much time will get take printed, and then plan accordingly. That is discipline. So you know how stuff happens. You have a screenplay in your head on what time it takes for each and everything. Then positive attitude. You should never have a negative outlook on anything you do. If you don't have a positive attitude, God help us. But anyways, so the positive attitude, why I'm talking about attitude here is because if you're very, very optimistic, you can build the right stuff. If you're thinking in the right direction, you will for sure build the right stuff, or at least clean stuff without actually messing up things. And networking, because networking research, if I hadn't actually gotten into VSU, I wouldn't have spoken to many people from many departments. Or if see, for any research paper I write, I make it, I make sure I talk to at least 10-15 people in the same area or in the same domain, because I need to understand what's happening in that landscape. For Malang, the paper I wrote, I had to literally talk to over 25 plus researchers. I had to go to PyCon conference to understand why it's very, very important, why abusive text is very, very important. Even Samuel sir and CB sir have gotten into dark web and deep web and understood what's happening in that space. So it takes a lot of effort to actually go through research, but at the end of the day, the fruits of what you do is amazing, man. That's when I entered the year 2019 and I started my startup journey. So the first, or I'll talk about the product we are developing later stage, but just want you guys to understand what's happening at the back of my head back in the 2019, which is we came up with this concept Kia band or health band. And then it's a simple band. You just have to wear it on your wrist, and then it takes your vitals and sends it to the mobile phone. Literally, what every other mobile application, literally every other fitness tracker does. So back then, I didn't understand what is this, but because I was working in Makers Hive, like work from college kind of a thing, I was like, okay, let's build something. So like I was saying, I never had a purpose then. Because I saw Pranav and his team, building something, I wanted to build. That's it. I didn't have a purpose then. But that's when the entire concept of philosophy came, which is people really don't understand the power of philosophy. People think philosophy is just like good morning quotes on WhatsApp, or happy birthday quotes, or girlfriend boyfriend quotes on WhatsApp. It's pure power of question. That's real philosophy. Good morning quotes give you nothing, but philosophy on how you understand life and how you understand why you have to build something gives a lot of power. So this is what Makers Hive had. So Makers Hive, they have a simple policy when it comes to board, which is you can either draw on the board or you can write crazy stuff, but it has to be your own, or it has to be very, very impactful one. So for example, this Pranav wrote himself, which is your time is limited, so don't waste it living somebody else's life. Do not be trapped by dogma, which is living the results by other people thinking. So why do you want to live on others' terms? Why can't you live life on your own terms? The simple way, if you find a perfect world, name it as religion. So yeah. So many ways. So the entire office of Makers Hive is filled with boards like these, and you can just draw stuff, or you can talk meaningful stuff. And people used to communicate like this. Either you can talk tech, or you can talk life. This is how we used to do. And then this is what I wrote. So which is be damn careful when you follow the masses. Sometimes the M is silent. So yeah, probably most of you must have understood. Yeah, make sure you know what you're following, because sometimes the M might be silent. So that's when I understood. So now I know what. Now I wanted to build Hia Band, but I did not understand what is the market. Like it makes no sense if I say, "Come on, Samuel sir, please invest 25 crore in my product because I'm building the next world's best phone." It makes no sense because there's better player in the market. There's a very competitive market and the crazy tech. I mean, Samuel sir has to, if he's investing 25 crore, I'm sure 24 crore, nine and whatever 999 is being utilized for R&D, because I am an inexperienced guy. So a business model canvas, I'm pretty much sure all the BBA guys must be going through it right now. Or if you're into startups, you know what an BMC is. It's basically a small experiment, not experiment, but a small task kind of a thing, which gives you an idea of what's already in the market, what are your channels, who are your customer segments, who are your competitors, what's your market size, what's your revenue size, and etc. It gives an entire idea. I mean, so this is where your entire research concept comes in place. So again, if like in the year 2018 or 2019, if I hadn't come what do you call sit and sat done these, so I wouldn't have gotten that research thinking or the research mindset. Now the entire research mindset is being helpful in, because sorry, does anybody have a
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this entire research concept has come then, and so I have to like go to the hospitals, understand, talk to a lot of doctors. So again, it's again networking coming into place. So I have to talk to them, I have to be open to their ideologies, I have to understand how a hospital functions or how the entire workflow functions, and then sit and then plan my business accordingly. So this is BMC. So now I've understood what businesses are. Now I get an understanding of what startup culture, etc. And then the games begin in the year 2020, 2021. This happened in the last 1 year during lockdown. And this is my first pitch. And then yeah. So this was a pitch to one of the top investors in India. I would like to name them, but yeah, they're very top investors. They've invested in companies like Flipkart, People, and etc. So somehow I've gotten some idea, and then I like got them from networks, and they pitched them. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but so can you hear it?
No. Because you
Probably.
share it again with voice. Yeah. Anyway, so where was it? Is it in IIT Hyderabad or here?
No, sir. No, sir. So this was I mean, this was in University of Hyderabad, sir, in the year 2020.
2020.
Just before COVID struck, I was called. Like, let's say, I mean, this happened on a Saturday. I was called on a Friday night saying you have a pitch. We've selected you for a pitching session, etc. Then I go there, sir, and then I have this huge presentation of almost 100 slides for a pitch deck, which is unimaginable. Like nobody carries a 100-slide pitch deck to a pitch. That was the first mistake I did. And then this is what I get very next day, which is thank you for filling the form and all that. And we reviewed all the information, a day forward, too early stage for us, and etc. So these kind of, and then I understood like if you don't have an MVP, nothing works, because those guys invest in crores, man, and then you need a minimum viable product to even pitch. And then I was just there with the PPT, and not even a POC. So I knew. Now and then I went back to make us speaking to Pranav and like, this is what's happening. What do I do? Like create a prototype or a minimum POC, and then just do whatever you're doing. And then I was hopping again between Makers High, V8, API drinks. I was building bionic arms back then. I was, drinking a lot of Mountain Dew and other stuff. And then, yeah, this is V8 API. And then my pitch was rejected in over 5+ national level startup contest. So I went to India's largest Head Start, HSX. I went to T Hub. I went to a lot of places. I had a proper team set, but all of them rejected. Rejected. And then for a second year student, it's a lot to take in actually, because you have a lot of dreams, because you believe you've worked in a startup, nobody has worked, and you think you've understood everything, but you've never, like, you can never understand how startup culture works or how startup industry works, because it's always evolving, it's always changing every day by day. That's what happened. I mean, that's how it happens in Bangalore just keeps changing, man, every day, the entire startup industry there. So I was brutally rejected. And so now the one good thing I learned from here is, in startup industry, age doesn't matter. because you could be a 10-year-old kid or you could be a 80-year-old person, 8-year-old man or woman. Startup is startup culture, and then nobody is spared. Everybody is literally bent and then twisted, coiled, and everything is done because ultimately because it's business again. People invest because they need returns. Investors invest because they need some ROI in whatever they're putting up. So the reasons was, again, I was a student and I had no backup. Like a lot of what do you call investors asked me like, what would you do if you had? I like probably continue with my studies. So I never gave that key. It's all right. I'll still work again. I never had like I did not know you're supposed to answer to investors in that manner because I was too arrogant. Like I'm like तू कौन है मुझे ऐसा बात करने का और who are you to tell me all of this nonsense and all. So it's like blandly reply to investors, man. Like people are 30, 40 years elder to me. I just say, कौन है तू तेरे को कहाँ से था मैं ऐसा बात करने के लिए. All that shit used to happen back then. But anyway, so and I had no legit work experience. I was just an intern. I was just an intern working for 2 summers in a small startup company in Hyderabad, and still in POC stage. And I just have a proof of concept. Now here's I did it. Here's how I passed from that stage. I asked my dad for 30K loan because that's all I had in my account till then. And then Makers Hive gave me talent and mentorship. They were like, okay, chalo, now you've got the money, form your team, and then this is how you build. And then I used to network like hell. So this was happening back in second year, and that's when I started bunking my classes. Luckily, I got a nice CGPA in my first year, so I was allowed to bunk classes. But yeah, that's when the entire thing changed. And then I used to I mean, Simons, if you remember, I used to just keep on roaming from here and there, going to Hyderabad and the weekends and etc. Because this is how it was used to go. And then I used to network, attend a lot of conferences, meet a lot of new people. If I see someone on LinkedIn, just I used to hit them up saying, "Sir, can you help me in this particular point? Sir, can you help me in that?" and etc. And then that's how I created the first prototype of Vinci X. So Vinci X was a evolved edition of Via Band. So instead of using what do you call a fitness tracker, we're now going with a garment, and that's where MyWear came in. So MyWear is nothing but Vinci X. Then I made a working prototype, and then this is the basic prototype I made. I had a lot of bunch of sensors, showed everything on the app, and then I got mentorship and talent. So this is back then, sir. As Samuel sir was saying, like that small guy was just like left alone in the group there. So all of these guys were like minimum 5, 6 years elder to me or older to me, and was like still the kid understanding how it works. So I was literally like people used to sit and teach me how everything works, how what is ROI, or what is business model canvas, or what is a term sheet, or what is Series A funding, what is seed fund, and etc. I was literally taught or spoon fed back then. And then this is how I networked. I went to NASCOM leadership conference. Just then, I met investors from Japan. And then this is Reed Hastings, the CEO of Netflix. So we were in talk with him for Tycon, which happened recently. So I was literally in a conversation with him. So this happens when you network like hell. Like you just keep on networking. You just try to increase your network as much as possible. You try to connect the dots. For example, let's say I met Rishad Premji, who is one of the founders of NASCOM, or not founders, but one of the key members of the NASCOM community. And then that's when I got okay, government is giving some kind of a scheme for students to go through startups, etc. They invest without any ROI. And then on April 2020, I landed a seed fund of 10 lakh rupees from IIT Hyderabad. So after over 30 plus pitches and then rejections, we landed a check of 10 lakhs. So all of this happened in lockdown. And this is my team. So this is Shrikar Reddy. Shrikar Kandalam. He is my senior in school, and he's a crazy guy in electronics and electrical engineering. So I have him. This is Dhruv. This is Nishil. So these guys. So Dhruv was one of the key members. He was the key advisor to the Maharashtra CM back then. So I have him as helping me the business point of everything. And this is Nishil, who is also one of the key members from Microsoft. So now I understood. Like now I've seen Makers Hive. They have a very huge team. They have a very huge team now. They have team which ranges from people who are as younger as me and to as older as Uncle Keith. So the bald person you've seen. or I would say the elder person you've seen in the previous picture wearing the headset. So now I understood like this is how startup work. So now we need an experienced team. So how did this happen? What changed there? So I was worrying back then. Nothing is happening. Now thinking solves the problem, isn't it? So when you worry, you have no scope for actually understanding where the problem is. But when you start thinking, so you logically understand what's the problem and what's the solution. And then understanding human psychology changes the entire concept of how you deal with investors. So when you're talking to investors, what I've learned, it's not about selling your product, but selling your vision. And then you show how the investor is going to gain some ROI when it's investing in your vision and not the product. Because ultimately, you don't build companies for one product. You build companies to create services which are products. For example, let's take Netflix. Netflix started off as a renting DVD rental business in gas stations. Like now, they're one of the. I mean, they're the pioneers of streaming, man. So they have many other sectors happening as well. Similarly, so if you can sell your vision to the investor, they can invest. So that's where human psychology comes in play. That's when you understand how an investor thinks. So understanding investor mindset. No investor is going to invest and say, let's say, sir, I want to build this particular product because I see the world. I think this would change the world. No, why would someone invest on your emotional high? Then they want at least 10x return. So let's say an investor is investing 1 crore rupee. He needs to get a minimum of 5 crore. Minimum 5 crore. That's even a very very less low amount to ask. Actually, they need minimum 10x returns. And then the next thing is power of habit. So now you're supposed to understand that, come on, I have to wake up at so and so time, catch this bus, go and meet this investor at this particular time. So it becomes a habit for you. And then the power of habit is where your entire concept of coming out of laziness, making your bed and all just goes right into the trash. Then you as a person evolve. And the networking solves 50% of the problem. I'll tell you why. Because if you don't understand who is the point of contact for this particular thing, you never know that thing even exists. So for example, let's say if I hadn't networked with Rishabh Premji and his office, I wouldn't know IIT Hyderabad is trying to invest in these kind of stuff. So then I probably wouldn't have even gotten some other fund. I would have still been searching for funds. So ultimately, networking solves 50% of the problem. The other problem is just you, man. So to start up, so this is what you like. So all of this is like what you need to start up for. What changes a person from being a student to a student entrepreneur? And then the following aren't required to start up actually. The first thing, you don't have to be a nerd, like sit and code 15 hours a day. Gone are the days when Mark Zuckerberg sat and coded stuff. Now it's entirely smart work. You can literally hire people, or you can literally brainwash people in making them work for. That's how I function. And you don't have to be a coffee addicted laborer. Like drink loads of coffee, jug coffees, and then work day and night. I don't have to be that. You just have to work smartly. And see, and then compulsorily pursue BBA or MBA. No, it's not needed. No offense to BBA guys or the business guys here, but what I'm trying to say is it's not a compulsorily needed experience for you to go through BBA, because I am doing it. I haven't gone through BBA. And you need a legit work experience. That is something I've understood. Like you need legit work experience. Is not every person, because I did not have legit work experience. All I had was internship. I never did a proper job, like 2 years contract. I did not work in any company, but still I landed a check. And yeah, be single and sober. You don't have to be single and sober. You can still talk to a woman, get into a relationship, and then healthy one and talk. I used to talk to a girl from Bangalore about tech, business, what's happening and all. And you don't have to be sober. Like you can be in your own emotional high. Like, okay, you can live in a different part of the world. You can live in a different frequency. That's where networking comes in. That's when you meet like-minded people. That's when you understand. And you don't have to be an extrovert, man. I was an introvert, but once you start getting into startup industry, you'll probably become an extrovert, because you will meet crazy amount of people, crazy mindsets. And then if at least one of you guys here is thinking that because I'm born in the month of any like November, December, I'll be a startup in a startup guy, or some Instagram page or some horoscope says, please don't believe all that. It never happens. It's just pure trash. So what makes an idea a great startup? Again, the $1 billion question, right? What makes an idea a great startup? If I really know the question, I would have probably been living in millions, but no. But I think team of A players, because The reason why we got our first check was we showed a prototype, and it was fully of team of A players. By A players, I don't mean the grades being A or them being pure nerds. They know how to get the job done. They know what part of code to write, what part of code to not write. They know which wires to attach, which wires to not attach. That's where the entire concept of team, a team of A player comes. So these guys, they have a passion to work in a company. They have a passion to work in a company which has zero revenue. Like my company has no revenue, man. It's still, I mean, to be honest, all we do is spend, 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 spend. We don't have a single money coming into our pockets. You need crazy mentors. So I luckily got Pranav, I got CB sir, I got Samuel sir, who's helping me in business point. So and I got a crazy amount of mentors, like many mentors. So you cannot specifically say this mentor is for this, but mentors help in shaping you up. They help in providing you that what do you call ray of sunshine. See, like I still remember Samuel so once asked me in a business manager competition, like, so I don't know if you remember this, but you were like, Pranav, what do you need? Exposure, experience. I said exposure blandly because I was attending a lot of Pranav is attending a lot of conferences. Chalo, I have exposure now. Experience and exposure go hand in hand. If you have exposure, you're getting experience. If you get experience, like I was saying, network, you'll be exposed to crazy amount of stuff. So they go hand in hand. It's like they both live together. It's a symbiotic relationship. You can't go away from that. So if someone says I have a lot of exposure, like bro, get some experience. Awareness of the landscape. Now for Vinci X, I literally had to spend. So it was lockdown now. It was lockdown, and I had no scope of traveling to hospitals to understand how vitals work. Now what do I do? So luckily, I had a family doctor. So I used to go. I used to go to his home. Sneaking into some car which had a COVID positive thing or sticker on it, and go sit with him hours together and understand how anatomy works, how body works. I literally sat and read the entire Grey's Anatomy to understand how myology works. So for people who are asking what Grey's Anatomy is, it's a book given for MBBS students to understand medicine, given during their MBBS. So I had to sit and understand the myology section of Grey's Anatomy to understand how vitals work. And now awareness of landscape, I also understand who are the competitors in the market. Like for Vinci X, there's nobody in India, but I know there's someone in the US. I know there's someone in the UK, and a lot of them. So awareness of the landscape is I mean, one way I can say your product is working is when your competitors start pinging you up, like, okay, what's happening, what are you doing, etc. That's when you understand, okay, your product is working, or it's actually trying to, or it's hitting the right nerves. And then why and what are you building? If you know these, I'm damn sure your idea can turn into a startup. Okay, like you can get funds, you can get crazy team, you can get crazy mentors if you know why and what you're building, and then large network. So guys, I must be saying this like 100 times now, like network and network. And so it's me, Pranav Kompally, and here's what we are building. It's Vinci X. So what it does, it's a simple garment. You can just wear it to, you can wear it to school, you can wear it to campus, you can wear it to workouts, you can wear it while you're playing anything. And then it has a small arc in it, which so you just plug the arc to the garment, and then it sends all your muscle activity. It sends your body temperature, your ECG levels to the mobile application, wherein it shows, let's say you're working out and you're flexing your bicep for all the gym freaks here. Let's say you're flexing your bicep. So if flexing too hard, so let's say I'm flexing my right bicep. So the red color here would increase in intensity. Flexing it too low, it wouldn't even show up. So that's how we do. I mean that's how we show that you're flexing at the right amount, right color or not. So if the color is very bright, it's flexing a lot. If it's very dim, just flexing it for the namesake. And then it goes, it's washable, so you can just wash it like every other garment you wear for a workout. So this is Vinci X, and it's a health monitoring garment or a suit. And then so now I've talked about what's happening. So what are dirty secrets about startup world? Because I used to travel to Bangalore to meet a lot of investors, and I used to party there with a lot of startup folks. So here are the dirty secrets. It's damn addictive, man. So this is me. So this is our office actually. This is our office in Hyderabad. So this is our office. It's damn addictive. Like once you start working, you'll never stop. Like it gives you so much of satisfaction. Like you're working on your product, and you wake up every day morning. Like what's happening? Like what's next? So this is me literally enjoying after we got to know that. So luckily, Vinci X, we've got crazy mentorship from TFIR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, all them from Delhi. So those guys were like, "Chalo, we'll give you crazy mentorship and etc." Like those guys helping us building the arc. So a quick scoop: Vinci X is based out of Marvel comic from Iron Man suit, when you have the arc reactor which then powers the suit. So in the same way, in the same manner, our arc powers the entire suit. And then investors need minimum 5x ROI and limitless fame. That's the only. They either need fame or they need ROI. Man. And another thing, co-workers can become rivals at any moment. Like today, you might see a guy who's working right beside you, right beside your desk, and working on something. The very next day, he might just turn out to be your rival. Like he can just steal your idea, do some mindsets, and then just go out and build his own product. And women and both either become one strength or weakness. This is a very big problem in Bangalore and Hyderabad, man. Like all startup folks are into this, and they go into depression most of the time. And your startup booming is never guaranteed. This is an open, not just dirty, open secret. Nobody can say a startup booming is, a guaranteed thing. Like for example, Flipkart. Now all of us know Amazon has become a monopoly in India, but back then Flipkart was the hour of the news, right? Like everybody, like once Walmart bought Flipkart, it just went down. I don't know. Many of us, unless we have to buy a particular mobile phone, we don't want to Flipkart. Or Flipkart has become a second option after Amazon, because Amazon has become a monopoly. And beware of sharks and whales. So everybody, if we think we have no competitors, then it's literally fooling ourselves, because sharks and whales nothing but investors and other big companies which are looking to bite small companies, because nobody wants their business to go directly into the river, right? So yeah, last but not least, my inspiration: Steve Jobs, Da Vinci, Picasso, Trivikram Srinivas, for all the Telugu folks who love him. Naval Ravikant, Arare Manasa song, I love that song. It's been my constant motivation in lockdown. Of course, Godfather, and then yeah, Ram Gopal Verma. How many fans for Ram Gopal Verma here? Let me know. Probably yeah. So a wise man once said, "Too much of anything leads you to zero." So probably if you watch Arjun Reddy, you know this dialogue. Or if you've read Godfather, you know, like anything, like let's say if I'm like day and night to start, I'll literally die in vain. Like make sure you travel. I love beaches. I go to Goa or Pondicherry, or most probably Gokarna and all these beaches. And then I love meeting folks. I meet a lot of people. I network like hell, and release your favorites. Enjoy the small pleasures, man. And so questions, folks. And I'm done. Sorry for that phase of mine. Yeah, but I'm done. That's it from my side, sir.
Good. Yeah, you can stop sharing the screen. So yeah. Wonderful. I hope at least now students will be bold to understand, what is what and how things work. Yeah. Okay, guys, it's over to you now. If now you cannot on your videos, if now you cannot ask questions after seeing a VIT student, then there is no use of studying here, because there is a student who's paying the fees like you and making multiple lakhs and crores. And I'm sure, Pranav, I bet you, by God's grace, you will. I see you as a future, maybe CTO or Chief Technology or Chief Innovation Officer. I don't know, somewhere in the world, or you may be a top entrepreneur recruiting students from VIT. So I'm able to see you in that way. And I've done this 10 years before, and I know my students are, and I know how much time you spend with us, as a student. So my message with all these videos and spending extra time sitting, and you're also sitting, is just that, NO is always next opportunity, right? If you did not get something, it's not that no, I can't do it. No, I will not get it, right? NO is the next opportunity, right? Simple. You lost your relationship, you lost your girlfriend. No, I don't want you. No, okay. Next opportunity. Dusra gali, dusra.
Sir, before we move on, can I just add in a couple of things? Just want to warm up the crowd here. How many of you are actually great fans of RGV? Can I have a hand raise, please? RGV fans, anybody here?
RGV, so that
okay, Ram Gopal Verma. How many of your fans of RGV? I love him, man. Like I really love him. Although I'm not gay, but yeah, I love him. Like I've met him a couple of times and crazy enlightenment. Okay, how many of you are fans of Arere Manasa song here? Anybody fans of Arere Manasa? I love that song.
Yashashwini, she's ready to sing also.
Nice, nice. Good to see. How many of your fans of Steve Jobs here? Come on. I can't stop asking this. I'm a huge Steve Jobs fan. Actually, I followed his diet for like my first year, and then yeah, it didn't work out. Too much of fruits. Nice,
Sushant
nice.
Kumar is full Steve Jobs blood. Illupoyindi lopa. Godavari nunchi Rajahmundry from there.
Nice. Yeah. How many of you are Trivikram Srinivasan fans here? Like, how many of you love his dialogues and his this one? See, guys, I'm a proper Telugu guy. Doesn't mean I don't.
Hey, tell where are you from? Where did you study at your school?
Yeah. So I am from Hyderabad, and then my mom's a Kannadiga, and my dad's proper Telangana. And then I studied in Delhi Public School, Nacharam, from grade 1, and I've traveled most of India and a couple of parts of the other world, and that's where a lot of my inspiration comes in. And also, guys, how many of you love Sanjalila Bansali here? Nobody. Come on, you gotta love his movies. At least the larger than life experience he gives. Nice, good to see a show of fans. Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
good. So what I want to do is now quick few minutes. Anyone first, don't ask questions. First, tell as a student what was going in your mind when you see a fellow student of the same university doing so many things. And what are you doing? Netflix, Aha, Woho, Prime, Hotstar, Big Chick. Come on, quick. What is going in your mind? Honestly, it can be as open truth. Come on. किसको बोलना है? Unmute करो, बात करो.
Yep.
Who wants to tell? I don't want to tell what he told. I wanted to tell when you're seeing and listening all that. Okay, let me start. I was thinking, यार मैंने क्या किया college के time पे? I used to only have music, guitar, drums, stages, rock show, long hair, and all music. Right before the exam study. That was my UG days. But PG I changed slowly because I become elder. But then when I see him doing so much in UG, I'm sure he'll go, long way. That was I was thinking, But anyway, I can't do anything. We are old. Time okay. Yeah, what was going in your mind? Anybody, quick. You can talk in Telugu, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, English, Hindi. Bolo. Ayush Anand. हाँ कौन बोल रहा है भाई नाम बोलो.
Yes, Sushant sir.
सुशांत जी बोलिए. हाँ.
Vasika 2.0.
What was going on in your mind?
Vasika 2.0. When I heard about the Pro.
Hey, okay, the robot, Vasika.
Good.
Man, I'll tell you, man. Sorry, dude. What's your name?
Sushant.
Sushant. I'm not a nerd. Okay, I'm not a nerd. And sorry, I mean, all with all due respect to people who study. I hate the word nerd. It's very depressing. Like I can't sit and study, man. I mean, you can ask my roommate speaker. He see. I'll tell you. Yeah, I forgot to mention, but first, second, third year. Let's say tomorrow my CAT exam is there. I never know there's a CAT exam. Shrikar used to call me like, Macha, exam undi ra, chadukovali. We used to get onto a Google Meet, start studying. Yeah. So like, I mean, see, make sure you have a friend like Shrikar who keeps you in reality, like live in reality. Don't live in life like, you need one guy like Shrikar who's a real friend, who's like keeps you like. I'm telling you, right? I never studied. This guy comes to my room, or we live in the same room, or he calls me like at 9 o'clock just before one day or 2 days before exam. Like, bro, these are chapters. Chup chaduko. Google Meet hostuna. Chaduko.
See, it's
he used to give. Yeah.
It's not that they don't study. Okay, please understand. If
when
they fix the time, they complete it in that time. They are very serious about it. 1 hour means 1 hour.
Yeah.
You getting my point? So that is the time. That's what he's saying. All right. Not that every day, morning, evening.
Yeah.
Such point, like that. No.
Study. Like also, guys, I never been to the library. I'll give you a writing. I've never been to the library because not that I did not study anything, but when you have internet, why do you need library? Like when you have internet and then it's in your hand. So I don't think books even come into picture because every book is on the internet. It's on the internet. You can just download books and then study. So why do you even?
He's trying to say access it on your mobile.
Yeah. That's not like don't study, but yeah, get it on your mobile. So why need? Yeah, you don't have to like someone says. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Good. So who wants to ask questions? Quick.
Yeah,
Tell your name,
questions.
ask questions.
It could be any question, guys. It could be anything.
Quick.
It could be anything.
Zola Sai, Divya Mithi,
It could be even a silly question. It's all right.
Shannon. पूछो चलो. आयशानु को क्वेश्चन इधर तक आ गया लेकिन बाहर नहीं आ रहा.
No, sir, no.
Ask.
Sir, like, I actually wanted to ask, like, as you said, you have been very much active in all this field from the school days. I've also been active in my school days and had plans for college also. But because of COVID stuck, I didn't have that any time to get interacted in the college atmosphere with the professors and all. So what I got into you must be my strategy, like I'm a sophomore currently. And how should I proceed from here now if I want to
Good
get
question.
into explore some interest? Because of COVID, I can't do anything.
COVID.
Yeah.
So Samuel
what-
would like to answer it first.
I can quickly answer.
Yes, sir.
Right. Simple one-line answer. Every problem is an
As a
opportunity.
probable
Yes, sir.
And every problem has a probable possible solution. When he can do so much during COVID, it's all that network, what he's trying to say. So I want to tell you, Ayush, that this is a punch statement, okay? And whenever I say double quote, and wherever you tell, you should tell reference. Professor Samuel Johnson ne bola bolt ke. The punch dialogue is your net worth. Your net worth
is your network.
Your network. जितना तेरा network है, उतना तेरा net worth है. Otherwise, how will Pranav get all this access to IITs and funders and angel investors sitting at home? And you guys also have. So why I'm doing all this through this course is to make you understand that there is a huge opportunity. So connect with professors. I know how much is to talk to us, come meet, get appointments. He used to be behind faculty members. So we used to think, "Arey Baba, itna aa raha hai bechare ko," Then we used to give more interest. नहीं तो छोड़ेगा नहीं वो. All right. So usko बिठा के we used to do things, and see that is his passion. So catch up with faculty members, sit, and do your best because online is so much. Yeah. Because
guys, so I'll just I'll just spit out a couple of book names. Make sure you note them down. Probably all be recorded. So the first book, guys, is Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. For sure, you have to read this because I'll talk about it later. So the first thing is Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. The second thing is The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. The third book is The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. The fourth one is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. The fifth one is Execution by Ram Charan. The sixth one is Seven Habits of Highly Successful People. That's the seventh book. The eighth book is Na Istam by RGV. Read that book. It's all right. It's even in English as well. Na Istam by RGV. Yeah, Na Istam by RGV. Read this. So this will give you because that guy also started from the same concepts and etc. And the last book is The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Yeah. So also, guys, I'm a crazy tweeter. I keep tweeting. Actually, I want to talk a lot about stuff, but because it's
next session,
etc. Yeah, because university I did not. But I am a no holds barred guy. So if you want just experience what I keep on talking, go to my Twitter feed. You can just type in P Kompally on Twitter and get it. So you can go to Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram. Pranav Kompally, and my email account. I just drop it in the chat box, so you can just contact me in case. Also, in case anybody loves or would want to talk about startup culture, startup ecosystem, I am very much open. And then also, there's a lot of stuff, guys. Probably you can just talk later. But any questions I can get, any simple questions, it's all right. Any simple questions. Okay, let me put it another way. How many of you actually want to get into startup industry? Can we have a show of hands, please? How many of you want to get into startup ecosystem, or how many want to start up? So we have one. Okay, so we have good amount of people. So probably you should go through whatever I've said, and then, or we can just connect, and then I could see if I can wire you to any contacts I know who could help you out, and then get into some really great stuff. Okay, but key things, guys, make sure you have a proper idea on what you're doing. Second thing is get mentors. You can help. Like I am fortunate to have people like Samuel sir, CB sir, Pranav who are helping me. So make sure you get mentors. They shape your entire reality. They pull you from cloud nine and show, bhai, this is reality. If you don't understand that, you'll be all of us will be singing
Pranav,
Nalone Pong.
you remember the quotation, welcome to the world of reality?
Reality. Welcome to the
Every
world
time
of
in our
reality.
class.
Yes, ethics and values. So,
Yeah,
like a small scope. What I mean, what I usually do is back then I used to wear entire jacket, walk like a startup guy because that startup and all that. The Samuel sir used to like do this and then say, "Welcome to the world of reality. Come and sit." Like, yeah, so yep, you should understand. Yeah, probably
so
like yeah. See, I like this might seem very philosophical, but yeah, make sure you read a lot of philosophical books because you are supposed to understand the power of questioning. Because tomorrow, like let's say I was in an investor meeting, I was sitting, I went to Chennai because an investor called, and then I went at sharp 9 o'clock. My flight was at 6 o'clock in the morning from Hyderabad to Chennai. I booked a hotel in a very decent audio room. I went to the office. I was sitting there in the reception for almost 8 hours till evening, like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And then one guy comes from the boarding room and is like, "Bhai, tu bacha hai, like yeah, chota aadmi hai from small height. City, why are you even here? You're wasting your time there. Nikal ja idhar se." And he gave a couple of galis and then he just sent me off. So that is how rude the industry is. That is how rude startup is. Because ultimately, startup gives you three things, guys. First, it gives you crazy maturity. Crazy maturity. Second thing is you have access to n number of stuff which your normal job does not give. Third thing is endless fame and money. If provided you know how it works, and then you figure all these, and people run into startup for all these things. And very few people go into startup because they actually want to create something, or because or because it pacifies their soul. There's a very big difference. So, and then I've seen a lot of my friends from my school days who've gone into startups but failed miserably. Now they're into depression, into drugs, alcohol, and all. But that's why those books like the 48 Laws of Power and all, these give you two things. So if you go and read 48 Laws of Power, it says it gives you a set of rules which will apply to this kind of people. Let's say I meet someone like Pranav. Now I know what kind of dialogue delivery to, or what kind of conversation I should have, because I need to assess his character. That is how philosophy helps you. It's not just in startup. It might also help you in while writing research papers, or while interacting with people. Yeah. So it's a very huge landscape, folks.
okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So it was wonderful, and I'm happy that I could, bring a student, uh, startup passionate person after all the industry speaks. So now the message is, if Pranav can do this in the same campus, in the same college, with the same COVID, with the same lockdown, uh, the next question is fill in the blanks. All right. If Pranav can do this in the same campus, in the same college, all right, I'm sure each one of you are so talented. Let us work together. Feel free to reach him out. I've given his email, and he's right now in the campus. So if anybody's in the campus, we can meet or we can catch up, fix up appointments, be professional, write emails. Don't just put, "Hi, I want to meet you." Okay, write an email. "Hi, I'm so and so. I want to do this." Professionalism, right? Okay. "Hey, I want to meet you." The कौन है? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So do that. Okay. Dwala Sai, can you give word of thanks, please? Or Kumar, anyone? Yeah. Dwala Sai, are you there?
Yes.
Yes.
Good evening, Pranav, and I'm Davala from BCom Finance first year.
Good evening.
As besides words of thanks, I just want to conclude one thing. I just don't feel like talking to a person which is just 3 or 4 years elder than me. I just feel like talking to a person who is 15 years experience and very mature and having a very great clarity in life and having a fantastic plan with his life and with his ideas. And I'm literally like can't I even didn't even imagine like a person with this much of clarity and with a great goal will be. And definitely, sir, Pranav will definitely be in my inspiration list from today.
Wow. पैसा
Like,
दो उसको, consultancy fees, inspiration consultancy.
definitely.
Yeah, probably take me to a pub, man, in Hyderabad.
Good, good. But she's very clearly, Dwala says, yeah, because see, we don't see this kind of in a student life. That's what Dwala is trying to say. Am I right, Dwala?
Yes. Even though if you ask me tomorrow what's the best thing you heard from Pranav's classmates, I'll definitely say I want to listen again.
Yeah, that's why it has been recorded. Keep listening, keep listening, keep listening.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah,
The
I mean,
recorded
yeah,
version
yeah,
will be there on YouTube, and even in MS Team, you have access. And please share it with all. You know, it's not that only you guys are lucky, but there may be your friends in other colleges. You know, other schools. You know, spread it. Nothing wrong, because knowledge has to spread. And one day I should call Dwala Sai and say, hey, she was a student of 2021, and today she is a CEO and all this stuff like that.
Sure, sir. And finally, thank you so much, Samuel, sir, also for bringing
Yes, sir.
this
Thanks a lot, sir.
experience.
Thanks a lot for accepting, sir.
Pranav, I was
Thank you,
trying
sir.
to call you sir, Pranav, sir,
Thank you, sir.
because
Yeah, no, please.
literally.
Good.
I can't have a woman call me sir or Anaya. Come on.
Good, good, good. He's giving you a message, Dwala. That's all. I know him. Okay. Anyway, so
So much.
good, Dwala Sai. Thank you so much for being so
Thanks a
clear,
lot,
so
sir.
honest. And Pranav, I want to tell you, I never tell anyone before itself that you do the inaugural talk, you do the welcome talk. It's all, I just say do it, they do it. You know?
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
That's what
Sir,
I
I like that spontaneity, sir. Spontaneity is how the world functions.
That's what it is.
Nothing goes as planned. Spontaneity is how the world
Because you
functions.
can't go in front of a startup person and by heart, good morning, sir. Today, sir, first, sir, such by the time he'll die. You're getting the point. So, anyways, okay. Now, you know what? We're closing the time now. And
Yes, sir.
tomorrow I have a class for BCom. And you know what project I'm going to give you today? It's a very simple one, which will not make you sleep tonight. I bet you. This is for BCom first, then I'll do for BBA, then I'll do for all the engineering. So all the BCom students, you know what you should do? Take a piece of paper tonight, right now. Okay, because if you sleep, then gone. Take a piece of paper, total number of fees. Okay, that is your school rough amount.
I remember this one.
Amount. You remember, huh? Then degree, total paisa kitna. Okay, then divide by total number of days. Yes. Divide total number of semester, total number of subjects, total number of hours. Hours means per week. If you are having how many hours? Can I say per day 3-4 hours into 5 days? So 20 hours vachestada. You understand what I'm saying? So I want you to tell me, as a BCom student and as a BBA student engineering, 1 hour, what is my investment? It is not your investment. All right. మీ అమ్మగారు మీ నాయనగారు పెట్టిన ఫీజు దే పేడ్ आपके पिताजी माताजी या उनका अम्मा अप्पा राइट हिंदी शुद्ध हिंदी मतलब तेरा बाप का पैसा है तेरा नहीं है गेटिंग द पॉइंट सो यू शुड नो अरे बाबा మా అమ్మగారు నాన్నగారు इतना दे रहे हैं the total money divided by number of hours. So if the number of hours you divide and you write it down, so you will know every hour this much my father is investing. Then turn the page and write number of hours I sleep like a pig. Write down. Okay. Then you do the balance sheet. If you get sleep in your life, you're not a human being. You getting it? Sushant already tiger bomb patteskunde. He is already having. Hey Komal, am I correct what I'm saying? Is my project correct or not? One side you put all the expenditure, other side you put all the sleeping, Netflix, kitna time, and I'm not against it. Okay, so you balance between it. Okay, so tomorrow BCom students, everyone, be prepared with your PPT and Dwala Sai first to meet inauguration. Yeah, tomorrow.
Sir, before we leave, can I just drop in some text in the chat box?
Yeah, put it. Yeah. Okay. So you got the project, everyone? Chapana, Sushantana.
So if you give the same project for us, I have to start from today.
From today?
Because I sleep very early. And I work very early.
Anni nen correct. Don't worry.
And
I will correct you.
And I have changed many schools.
You write a book, not one page. You write no, but see, at the end of the day, what you should know is how much investment my parents gave. See, even if it's less fees, it is an investment. Am I correct? Only on education. I don't want. Yeah, is it correct or not? Dwala sai. And I know some parents are also listening. Silently, they're sitting beside you. Okay, I know that. Yeah. So no problem, because parents are investing on you. So please, please, please respect that. Okay, please respect that. That's my only request. Okay, so it was wonderful. 8 o'clock. Now it should be your lunch time or dinner time or whatever. Okay. All right. Good. So he's given my favorite shows. Goes for the
yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you. All right.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Thanks for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
bro. You are a good inspiration as a student. I appreciate you.
I should do a lot of stuff, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Let's do
can I
another
say one
series with other things, maybe in the month of December.
Sure,
With you
sir,
and
sure.
your mentor. We'll call the
Pranav,
senior.
yeah, definitely,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Thanks
See
a
you.
lot, sir. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers. Viva la
BCom
vida.
guys, be ready with your live chitta balance sheet at 2 p.m. A peru live chitta balance sheet. Dwala sai, ఈ రోజు ఆయన పడిపోయింది చూడండి. ఆ దివ్యమితిని కూడా అడుగు బాబు ఎంత అయింది ఏంటి కథ అని. ఓకే, ఎనీ డౌట్ Dwala sai? Clear?
Yes, sir.
One side full expenditure divided by total number of years, total number of semester, total number of hour. Other side total number of sleeping hours. Then I will have a meeting with you and your parents. Then we'll see. Right? Okay. All right. Bye-bye. See you all.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Bye, bro.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good night, everybody. Be safe.